Levi Kreis.
Dave Hildebrand.
Vance Okreshevsky.
And we are at Uptown Recording Studios. Yesterday we wrapped up the Christmas album, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what that process was like. We got Jason right behind us here who's going to be feeding us questions. You want to say hey, Dave? So we're going to sit back and answer some of your questions about the coming Christmas album, which is going to be released October 19th for physical copies only. Then 2 weeks after that, it'll be streaming all on streaming platforms for you. Jason, what kind of questions do we have?
All right.
Well, wait a minute. This is the first time that you guys have met Dave and Vance. So why don't you guys introduce yourself and tell these fine folks a little bit about yourself?
Hey, I'm Dave Hildebrand, as I said, not Levi. But thrilled to be here. I met Levi a few years ago, and this is my second recording session. And this is probably going to be one of the coolest Christmas records you've ever heard. I've known Vance for a long time. He's one of my favorite drummers and percussionists in the world, and we had an absolute blast recording this. So definitely check this record out.
I'm Vance Okreshevsky. I play drums and percussion on it. I love working with these two guys, and it really is going to be a great album as long as our engineer doesn't screw up the mix. Awesome.
Wow. Our engineer Rob, who some of y'all have seen in some of my posts, is not here right now. By the way, if you're just joining us, welcome. I've got a Q&A with the band. We just wrapped recording the Christmas album, so if you're here, make sure to poke that wow button, that like button, let us know that you're here. In the comments below, tell us where you're watching from. We love to know what cities you're signing on and watching us from. So we're gonna go ahead with like the first question I think we have for the Christmas album.
Okay, so you someone asked you to walk them through the process of making this album, starting with song selection on down. So
okay, so the first question
Nothing
was
major.
walk me through the process of recording this album. That's such a huge question.
Get comfortable.
You in for a little while. No, I have been touring a holiday show for the last 3 years called Home for the Holidays, and we've built a repertoire on the road actually. So we for a lot of these songs, I was already really comfortable with several selections. So it was kind of a natural progression over the last 2 years to decide which songs would work best in the studio. And then it was a matter of giving them to Vance so that he could do his magic and chart them and make them look all presentational. And these guys are so good, honestly, you can just give them a piece of paper and they make magic. So
can you show us?
it was actually probably the quickest recording process that I've ever had for a full-length album.
Yeah, we quit.
Yeah, for 2 days, we knocked out a whole record in 2 days. It was incredible.
Just 2 days, huh? Yeah, we
But
did.
for the main
Seemed
tracking,
longer.
yeah.
It seemed much longer.
It felt like a
Oh,
lifetime, man. Yeah.
So how did you select songs for this album? Well, you kind of answered that, but
Well, yeah, some of the songs. Well, one of the things that I did, by the way, if you guys are just joining us, this is Dave, and this is Vance playing the guitar, the bass, and Vance, drummer extraordinaire on the Christmas album, and we're doing a little Q&A with some people who have written in their questions. If you're just joining us, give us a like, give us a love. So the more you interact with this post, the more people get to see it, and it's great to have you guys here. A lot of the songs that I got to choose from, I had conversations ongoing with my patrons at patreon.com/Levi Kreis, where I was soliciting their opinions about what songs they think would have been best for the album. And a lot of them had seen the tour, Home for the Holidays, and I think probably half the album might have come from conversations I had with patrons at patreon.com/Levi Kreis. And that was kind of fun because I knew that they were directly connected to some of the people who've been my most longtime supporters. The others, I wanted it to be a really fun album, so that's why I chose songs like The Grinch, which was a blast.
That was a blast. That was a highlight, for sure.
What is some of your favorite songs? Do you remember this one?
Run,
Oh, Run Run Rudolph. We have a guest, the Broadway's Elvis Presley from $1 Million Quartet is a special guest on the album. He came in after you guys left and did his vocals on it. So, is this the first Christmas album you guys have done?
With you?
No, in general.
Dave and I recorded a Christmas album like 10 years ago.
Yeah, so this is our second
I know.
holiday favorite together. We only get together for holiday favorites. That's not true.
Has anybody ever chosen anything like Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer,
Not yet.
or anything fun or unconventional?
I think this one's kind of unconventional and fun. I think it's not what you expect, but it's a rockin' Christmas record. It's fun.
I gotta give a shout out to Jameson Hollister, by the way, who should be here with us. We took the tracks that we did and we sent him over to Hollywood so that he could lay some pedal steel and some dobro, some fiddle, some really beautiful textures to the album. So I hope that answers your question. What else do we have?
What's your favorite song on the album? Did you answer that?
My favorite song on the album? I know it was a little while back. Y'all remember what's on the album?
I like the one that starts off with you just singing by yourself.
Oh.
It's just your vocal. I forget which one it is.
Merry Christmas, Darling. One of my
That's
favorite
awesome.
Christmas albums has always been the Karen Carpenter's Christmas,
Yeah.
the Carpenter's Christmas
Mhm.
album. I think probably the biggest challenge for that album was the fact that when I was talking to Vance, I was like, well, the original, how do we distinguish from the original and make it sound modern, like, relevant to 2018? And so that song was a perfect example of being able to take something and finding a different way of expressing it. So thanks to Vance, we kind of changed the tempo and arrangement up a little bit.
I just
And-
started barking out orders. I kind of felt bad.
Yeah, which is fine with me.
Another question, what's the title of the album? Have you picked it yet?
Well, I figured it'd be pretty dummy proof if I just say Home for the Holidays. I mean, that's the tour for the last three years. Yeah.
Okay, and speaking of the tour, we have a question here. When will we see you on the road with the tour? And where are you stopping?
You guys gonna play with me in Chicago?
Yeah,
Indeed.
is it December 21st, right? Is that the date? It's a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a lot of dates that we're solidifying, and I'm going to be announcing them in a week or two. So I think Nashville, Chicago. I think the only West Coast might be Palm Springs. I don't know. We're gonna solidify them and announce them shortly, very soon. So if you want to know where we're coming to, go to LeviKreis.com and sign up for the email list, because I will email you personally and let you know when I'm in your town.
When is the release date of the album? Have you picked that?
October 19th. But for the physical release, at my website. I feel like I'm doing all the talking. I need to throw some,
You've got all the
throw some
info.
shit your way.
We don't know. The answer, we'll give you the wrong.
Yeah, make up something.
Have you got to hear the pedal steel and stuff?
I have not heard it yet. I can't wait, because that's one of my all-time favorite instruments.
Oh, listen, I wish we
I
could
can't
almost
wait to hear
preview
it.
something right now. Would you let me? Well, Rob's not in here though.
Yeah, let's
Just
start
imagine
pushing
it.
buttons.
It's incredible.
Yeah, just sit there for a moment. Oh, let's just sit there together for a moment. We're just gonna.
This makes for great live TV. But
Yeah. So, do we have any other questions?
We just have some tour requests.
I see San Diego. Hi, Jamie Wood. There's George. Let's see if we've got any other questions that I can read here. Of all the Christmas songs, which one song encompasses the meaning of Christmas to you? Oh, Holy Night. Easy.
Is that on the album?
That's easy, Shauna. And I did put that on the album. That was one of the songs that I actually just left for me and the piano to do. So, I think that's about it. We can wrap this up.
Yeah.
Be sure to follow all of us on our social media, because as we get closer to the holidays, we're all going to share stuff. I'm certainly going to keep you informed, and I'm obviously at Levi Kreis on Instagram. Sean's got a question. I really think you need. a fan to sing a Christmas song with you, by the way, I'm totally open. Okay. All right.
Volume 2.
Volume 2.
Yeah.
Volume 2.
Next Christmas.
Volume 2 next
2019.
Christmas.
Still home for the holidays.
What's your Instagram?
At Dave Hildebrand, HILTEBRAND.
Vance, are you a Facebooker?
I am basically getting off of social media.
Okay.
You
So-
just show up at Vance's house.
So this is going to be a fun game. Whoever can track Vance down by Christmas.
If they can find my fake Twitter account.
Whoever can find Vance's fake Twitter account by Christmas Eve. Yeah, and then I'm at Levi Kreis. But anyway, just a quick hello to you guys. So we'll see you soon, and really looking forward to sharing these incredibly talented guys here. By the way, we just finished some country cover songs that we're going to be dripping out over the next 2 months. They make everything magic. They're amazing, and I just can't wait for you to hear more of what I've gotten to do with these guys. So y'all have a good one. See you soon.